Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. It's all about Bradshaw Speaks. That's right. He's our life coach. That's the name of the company. Joining us live here from Memphis, Tennessee. John Bradshaw, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. And you?
I'm fantastic. Pleasure to have you here and excited to get to know you and talk more about all the work that you're doing, helping so many. First and foremost, how do we contact you?
You can go to bradshawspeaks.com or mymentor.life.
Beautiful. All right. So bradshawspeaks.com. I'm there. I'm checking out your site. Congratulations on the work that you're doing. And I think it's important, before we get started, to really talk more about, a little bit of your background. He's got a YouTube channel as well, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to that. And we're going to talk about success, relationships, and all that he does as a life coach. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind, to start?
Well, I actually have worked for myself since 1983. So I do some entrepreneur coaching and stuff like that. Also, I've been married to a very beautiful lady for 46 years. Yeah, I'm so lucky to have her. And I started doing this because so many people come to me because ask me questions and stuff. And actually, one of my daughters was encouraging me, said, "Dad, you should start doing some life coaching." So I gave it a shot, and I love it. I think when I'm coaching, it helps me more than the people that I'm trying to help.
Oh, amazing. Well, tell me about, where you grew up and give me the backstory, how you found the missus, and tell us a little bit about your life's journey. And then what brought you into becoming a life coach?
Well, like I said, I've been married for a long time, and people always seem to be interested in that. So I do a lot of relationship coaching. I was born in Memphis, but I was raised in a little town in Mississippi. But I've been living in Memphis for 50 years. Help me out.
Tell me how long you've been married. I want to hear the story. How long you been married for?
Well, I've been married for 46 years.
God bless. That's impossible. I'm 46 years old. Whoa. You don't look old enough to be married for 46. Did you get married at like 2?
Did I get married what now?
At like 2.
Oh, what?
You were little because you look so young. Oh, my goodness.
Oh. Well, I'm 69 years young. I got married when I was 23 years old. So, and that's been a good journey, a beautiful journey. I couldn't have married anyone better. Matter of fact, I tell her all the time that she's the only person I would have married.
Oh, my goodness. Beautiful story. Well, what is the secret to your success?
Well, you mean the relationship? Or
yeah.
You talking about?
Yeah. You said everyone comes to you because you've got, yeah.
Well, I think the longevity of the marriage, and I've worked for myself since, like I said, since 83, and people always came to me and asked me questions in reference to, especially the businesses. I've started 3 or 4 different businesses, and I tell everybody that I can't ever recall getting up in the morning saying, I just don't want to go to work today, because I've almost never done anything I didn't want to do. That don't mean everything was easy. It's just I pick and choose and only did things that I was interested in. That don't mean they weren't hard, but it was always something I was interested in.
So it sounds like you're very dedicated. That must be one of the secrets to your success, right? Because there's some things that maybe people aren't so happy with in a career or in a job, but you got to work through it in order to achieve that next level, right?
Yeah, most people think when you work for yourself, you don't have to respond to other people, but you actually have to respond to everybody you deal with. If you got a business that you serve people, then everybody is your boss. Mm-hmm. It's you don't have a boss. Yeah, I got a lot of bosses. Number one, I got that lady I've been married to for 46 years.
Wow. Well, let's find out a little bit about this coaching you're doing. As a life coach, do you want to talk relationships? Do you want to talk success? Where did you want to start?
Well, actually, my favorite subject is the entrepreneur thing. But actually, I get more calls for relationships than I do anything.
Really?
Yeah, I've talked to people all across the country, in the Netherlands and everywhere, about relationships and stuff like that. So it's a beautiful thing. I actually think it helps my relationship
Oh,
to actually dig into what because it's kind of like a car. You always got to keep it tuned up.
oh, I want to hear about that. Those are, some of the secrets of your success and what you share with people. And one thing that you did provide us was with a quote. It says, if you want relationship coaching with candor and laughter, book Bradshaw Speaks. That's me. So this is what we want to find out about. People are calling you, so you must have some answers. You must have, any tips that you want to give your audience about relationships to make it work. Because I find, you tell me you're more of an expert than I am. I'm seeing a lot more marriages dissolve, a lot more divorce. Everything's so quick. It's like 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And it's just like, what's wrong with our society? What's going wrong? And what can we make right?
Excuse me, but I think no one wants to listen. Everybody wants to talk. They want to make their point. And I think one of the key things to a relationship is listening. And when you listen, you learn about the person. They'll tell you probably most of the time how to fix you and them if you just listen for a minute. But everybody wants to talk. I had this little exercise that I always tell everybody. Look, when you want to make a point, don't talk more than 3 minutes at a time, then let the other person talk. Because if you start just talking and going on and on and on, you can just beat a person to death. Some people don't, just grinding it out, just constantly trying to make your point. But talk and listen. Talk and listen. I think that'll make a lot of headway.
Interesting. Yeah, a lot of people talk over each other and don't listen. So listening is key. We're learning that so far. What else do you have for us?
Well, number one is, people always tell you that a relationship is 50-50, but sometimes it's 20-80, and you got to be the 80 part of it, when they're only willing to give 20. It's not always just 50-50. It's give and take. And that's a key point too, that the 50-50 thing is not, it's not like going hard away. Sometimes you have to go the entire journey, so because the other person, doesn't feel like giving as much as they should.
Yeah.
But if you doing it, it'll probably encourage them to give more also.
Beautiful. Well, just want to remind everyone to reach out to you. Again, that's bradshawspeaks.com, BRADSHAWSPEAKS.com. And do you also have another website here? Could you share that with us again?
I'm on this joint site, actually, where I got my certification to be a life coach from My Mentor Life.
That's the one. Okay, I'm looking at that one now. Perfect. And mymentor.life. And how does it work to work with you? Do you want to share the process of, the work that you're doing and how it does work for someone here, there, or everywhere, right? Because you are worldwide.
Well, it's number one, a person has to bear in mind, you can't just say pick a life coach and I'm going to book one session and that's all it's going to take. Sometimes it take, I always, at the end of a session, after I talk to the person and I listen to them, because as the life coach, that's the thing that you got to do too. You got to listen to them, and they will help you fix them. Because most of the time, people, if they talk long enough, they'll tell you you will hear some of the issues that they have, and then it gives you a chance to see how you can't fix a car till you hear it run. So
yeah, very true.
So that's one of the things that listening is key in almost everything you do, business, life, whatever. Everybody wants to do the leading, and no one wants to sit back and listen and observe and take heed to what's going on.
Wow. Well, let me ask, how did you get your start? Did you go to the University of Memphis?
No, I started early working for myself. I was a person that always wanted to work for themselves. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize, I was surprised that some people did not want to work for themselves. I remember one time I went to a concert, sitting in the concert, right? The very first concert I ever went to see. It was my favorite group, and I was sitting there. I had a seat on the front row. And I remember sitting there thinking, I wonder how much this group costs. I wonder how many people are in here. What does this building cost? I'm 18 years old, and I'm already thinking about the possibility of doing something like that. You know what I'm saying? And, later in life, I did get a chance to do those kind of things. I get promoted concerts and stuff like that. But I didn't even know or have any idea how to go about it at the time. Mm-hmm. But I remember curious about it. And it was a while before I did it, but I'm always interested in how things work from a business standpoint. I kind of thought everybody was. You have to have that. Everybody don't want to work for themselves, but some people just want to get off, and there's nothing wrong with that. Get off at 4:00 and go home and play with the kids. Because when you work for yourself,
24/7, right?
Because even when you close, your mind is still going, wondering what should you do the next day, Yeah.
Well, John, let me ask you, this is your show, and since I don't have a lot of specific notes from what you wanted to talk about today, let me just ask, did you want to tell us some of your client relationship stories? Did you want to share the work that you're doing, any more of your background? What's most important to you, John?
The one thing that people have to know, say, if you're going to, we was talking about working for yourself.
Okay.
You can ask any person how they made it. It's going to be service. Like right now is, say you take the most popular hamburger company it is. You probably, when you eat their hamburger, you probably won't say that's the best hamburger you ever had. But they probably got you mainly because of their service, or a famous chicken place. I'm not going to call their name. I think the main reason that they are so popular is because the service is it's intact. Everywhere you go, you can pretty much look for a good service out of the companies that.
I know who you're talking about, because one just opened up down the block for me. I live in New York, and I live on Long Island, and actually know exactly what you mean. And customer service there is amazing. I'm not a big fan of the food, though. My opinion.
Right. Well, sometimes it's not the product; it's the service more so than it is the product. That don't mean that you should have have a terrible product now, but service rings supreme over the product, because that's what I found to be true. I was in a business one time, and one of the main reasons I got in that business, I was interested in it. That's another thing. You need to be interested in what you're getting into, because that's how you get past that point of putting more hours in than money that's coming out. Most people go out of business right at that juncture when they're putting in a lot of work, not very much money coming out. If you don't like what you're doing, if you're doing it only for the money, that's probably what you fail at right there.
No, exactly. It shows. You got to have that passion for what you do, for sure.
Yeah, do so. If you like kids, do a daycare center. If you like flowers, open a flower shop. I wouldn't recommend to anybody go in any kind of business only because you think you can make a lot of money at it, because you may not get past that point of work versus profit, because it may be a while before you get in the process. So what do you have to keep you going if you're not interested in it? Best if you find something you love.
Yep.
So that's what I've always, I tell people, and it's finding it hard I can't recall getting up in the morning and dreaded going to work, because I've done very little that I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
liked or wasn't really into it because I don't. Work is what you do most of,
Yeah.
and if it's something you dread, and especially if you're trying to do it for yourself, it's hard to be successful at that.
And you're coaching people in this line of work, in success, and finding what they love, as well as relationships, right?
Well, my thing is they have to find what they love,
Mm-hmm.
but because that could vary from person to person. But the relationship is you got to love that too. Because I don't care how good a person is. It's probably you were raised in one household and they're raised in a different household. You raised different ways. You're probably going to believe in different things. And so it's going to be some give and take. And love is one of the things that help you get through that also.
And let me ask some of the common mistakes that we are making when it comes to finding love.
You said, what are some of the common mistakes?
Yeah.
Is that what you, I tell people, looks is something that we all like, but even if you see what you like, what you want, can you talk? I suggest that people, when they get together, go somewhere, go to a park, go to the beach with no one around, and see, can you talk 3 or 4 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Can you enjoy when there's not a Ferris wheel involved? You know what I'm saying?
True, yeah.
Yeah. When it's not, not get past the hugging and kiss, can you just talk to this person? Because you're going to be to communicate. That's going to be very important, in a relationship.
Yeah, it's true, because sometimes looks could draw you in, but it's so superficial. You have to find someone that you connect with, that you want to be with. And what are some of the things we should be doing to keep our love connected and alive, because marriages that last almost 50 years like yours, I really feel like I haven't heard many of them anymore. That used to be the case, but what is wrong with our youth? What are we doing differently? Are we giving up too quick? Are we not coming to a coach? Why would a couple come to a coach?
I think most people get involved, like you said, because looks and the physical carnal things about it, and not enough communication, because that's going to be the thing that carry you through. Do you like talking to this person? I mean, and I'm not, they should be a friend also, as well as, the thing that satisfied me most is to see my mate happy. So not what she can, if you do good things for your mate, whether you're the man or the woman, if you pick any type of good person at all, then they will probably reciprocate.
Yeah.
You should have to ask them. You can actually relate more by showing them by your action, more so than telling them what you need them to do for you, because you can get a little selfish with that. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to go in here right now and tell my wife what all I want her to do. See how far I get with that.
Exactly. There's got to be give and take, though, right? There really has to be. And, men are much different than women, right? And we love different. Yeah. We want different. Our needs are different. And communication is overall different. That's why, I forget his name. He wrote the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, right? It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell my wife, I told her that we had an anniversary a couple of months ago, and I said, okay, now this is the 46th year. This has to be the year that you do everything I want you to do. I didn't get too far with that, though.
I know,
told me,
right?
It's not going to be this year either. Yeah, but, that's most people, they expect more than they're willing to give.
Yeah.
If you start giving more, you'll probably be surprised how much you'll get from that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we just want to remind everyone how we can contact you again. Would you mind sharing the website before we continue?
BradshawSpeaks.com and mymentor.life.
Perfect. And we still have a little less than 5 minutes left. So what else do you want to make sure you address? You're working with people. Is this worldwide, or is it just in the United States that you're able to work as a life coach?
Actually, you can contact me from anywhere, because, most people, you can reach me on the internet, that's worldwide.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of ways we can communicate. Whatever we may have to change the way we do it depending on where you are, but we can communicate from anywhere. Because it may be a voice call. They're effective too. Even if it's a voice call, it can be Zoom, it can be voice. Yeah, either way it goes. And the main thing is, is listening is key. If you're a life coach and you're doing a 55-minute session and you talk for 45 minutes as the coach,
that's
you're probably not doing a good job. That's a problem within itself, because I have actually, and usually at the end of a session, after talking to the person, I generally give them some homework to work with.
Ooh.
So it's just something to work.
I know. But also, I'm looking at your YouTube page. If you look at, Bradshaw Speaks, you're on YouTube. You have motivational videos as well that people, do you post these every day?
I do not post. At one time, I was posting one every week, but I don't. I actually want to get back into that because people start asking for it. But I will be doing that. But as of now, I don't post every day. But I will be posting one every week.
Well, what is the takeaway message you want to leave off with your listeners as to why they should reach out to you as a coach? Tell us, why you, John. I like you, that's why. But clearly you've had a great success rate, I'm sure. Well,
it's also, I think, a relationship. Now, I'm not saying you got to be Baptist, certain church or whatever. I think there's a certain amount of spirituality that you need to exist. You need to choose someone that has some of the same interests that you have, because it's just not about look. Now, don't get me wrong. I got a pretty wife, and so but I think that drop the selfish nature.
Yeah.
And that to give, and give. Make sure, it's kind of like if I give you a pair of shoes that I don't want, I don't care if they could be $1,000 pair of shoes. I'm just cleaning my closet because I didn't want them. You're not giving something that you give something you want. So your time doing something that she want to do more so than what you might want,
beautiful.
All that's kind of relevant, be willing to give what's valuable to the person, to you.
I
give something
love it.
To you, to that person.
Beautiful.
Don't, like people always say, I ran that guy's bathwater. Well, you have to find out if he wants to take a bath. He might just want to take a shower.
Exactly. Oh, my goodness. Well, let me ask. Well, unfortunately, John, we are out of time. I'm so sorry. I know we got off to a little bit of a late start, and hopefully we won't have any technical errors next time. But pleasure getting to know you. Looking forward to our chatting again next time. And I'm just going to remind everyone to reach out to you and, of course, to go to the websites. Again, there's two you can go to, mymentor.life and bradshawspeaks.com. Thank you so much for being here. I hope we get to chat again. John, I would love to hear more of your stories and get some couples insight to find out, how you've been helping people. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was great talking to you.
Same here. You and the missus have a fantastic day. Please send her my regards, and I commend you on all that love. I know it's not easy, the hard work that it must take, and we'll talk more about that next time. Have a fantastic day.
Great. She'll keep me straight.
You're so sweet. Sounds good, John. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Let's go inside the mind of a 10-year-old.
I should have worn those earrings today. I like those earrings. Gabby has those awesome earrings. I need to ask her where she got those, but that's just what she would want me to do. I'll have Michaela ask her for me.
Buckle up, Sarah.
Yeah, but then Michaela will be like, why don't you just ask her yourself? That's just like Michaela.
Sarah, buckle up.
Michaela's such a great name. I wish I was called Michaela. There's like a dozen Sarahs in my class.
Hey, we're not hitting the road until you buckle up, honey.
Oh yeah, seatbelt. I forget sometimes because my brain is like busy, you know? I wonder if there's pizza at school today.
Sometimes it can be tough to get through to your kids, but it's not impossible. Always make sure they're wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Remember, you have the keys, you have the power. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.